What's up, guys? Knight's Tempest here. We are live today for some more Satisfactory progress. Hopefully, we can get one of the other parts going as far as automation is concerned. As you can see, tried to do a little bit of don't even know what you really call it, but some buffing of the looks of things. But last time we left off with us finishing off our aluminum factory right over there, which we're going to head over to. Oh, yes, that just reminded me. One thing we could do is we could probably well, not delete, but destroy and rebuild our fuel power generation plant and turn it into a wrong controller setup here. There we go. Apologies if that was a tad loud. But we need to upgrade our power system to cover our future expansion, because we're going to be building a lot more machines, especially to build the first of the 4 the required space elevator parts for this phase. I did off stream, did a little bit of course correction for the factory here. I've got 2 things being brought in. One is bauxite, which we did on stream. Coal, which we did on stream as well, I believe. Got all this automated. I did add this drone, though. It's bringing in copper ingots, which is being fed under here. Brought down all the way here into this group of splitters, and splitting off in here to make the aluminum alclad sheets, I believe. Pardon me. Yeah, so we're making a steady supply of aluminum here. Got some being shot off or split off here down into here, which is being made into fluid tanks and being stored and uploaded. Which right now we've got 2 storage containers full, very least 1 in a portion full. Oh, hey Dad, how's it going? Sorry, I was looking at the wrong part of the stream there. But it's been going good. Haven't touched it in a hot minute, not gonna lie. But I see what you did there. Yeah, it can be very confusing at times, for sure. I've got a whole bunch of this stuff going. I didn't build a overflow system for this stuff, so it's just full. So that's something I do need to add, which should be not too bad, because I can just add a programmable splitter on top of each one of these, and then just have the overflow dump into a sink to keep production going. But I did fix my fluid problems here for the aluminum setup off stream and got rid of the 2 refineries here. So picking up RE9? No. I'm not a huge Resident Evil fan. I'm just not a huge horror fan in general, honestly. But I can't appreciate the games for what they bring to the gaming industry. Like I'll watch other people play it all day long, but me, don't think I'll play them myself personally. Though one of my huge obsessions this week specifically has been Ace Combat 7, because since I used to do some uh, flight simulator type stuff, I wanted a more arcade type experience, which Ace Combat fits that bill perfectly. Yeah, her birthday's not today. It's this coming weekend actually. So big W on there. But yeah, I'm doing okay myself, and hope you're doing well. I'll let Keiki speak for herself. Oh, this is another thing I have to automate, which I keep forgetting to do. But we've got enough for now. We'll automate that stuff later. And I do need to grab more alclad sheets so that I can keep producing more of these heat sinks, which you're going to need a whole bunch of. But luckily, I have them uploading to our little cloud system, so I can just take a whole bunch and then. Oh, nope. I didn't mean to put that in there. No. Give me those. I don't want to mess up our system. Fantastic. Caught that in time. So can dump those in there, and then I'll keep producing those, and probably just put that in there just for giggles and grins. Still have some stuff clipping through, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about looks at the minute. Oh, very sick. That feels bad, man. Yeah, I hope you get to feeling better soon, mate. Being ill is the 127% worst. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. No, train don't take off without me. It's gone. Yeah, it's fine. We'll just go along the tracks and we'll go to the power plant because we are going to need to upgrade it. Because part of the reason why I want to upgrade it is so we can produce rocket fuel on a more industrial scale, so that we can be producing some excess, so we can package it and store it for fuel for our drones. I mean, I might have a drone just be going to other drone depots, just drop off the fuel. Maybe, I don't know. Haven't decided logistics wise what I want to do. Yeah, haven't touched this save in a minute. Which is what I'm rectifying right now, because it's been almost a month since I've uploaded anything because stuff's been a little crazy around the house. Yeah, good luck finding it. Any No, you can't even find any. Period. Seafood boils here, or broils. No, it's seafood boil. Yeah, you can't find those here. That's like trying to find a golden sheep, and it's just good luck. Mate, I'm older than you? That's wild. Not by much. You know, only a year older than you, but still. Hell, a year and a couple months. Wild. Ooh, Brazilian barbecue does sound good. I've never had it, but it sounds good. Alright, so this is our power plant. I would have just ridden the train over here because it's way faster, but yeah, it took off without me. Right. So, only thing we're going to be changing about our power plant is we're going to be moving all this because that's our nitrogen gas in there. There's a sulfur, and there's a train bringing in coal. And this is making computers for us for our supercomputer plant. Okay, it's going 12 a minute. They've also released an update since last I was on, so there's that. Is that how much compact coal do I have? That's full, actually. Wild. Right, so the plan, without getting distracted like I always get. We're basically going to take our current fuel infrastructure here. We're going to keep all this. And we're going to basically no, that's loud. There we go. It's a bit quieter. We're basically going to keep all this because that's our unpackagers. Keep all that main infrastructure. Then we're going to get rid of all of these generators, which there's 32 of them, fully overclocked. And instead of just turning it directly into power, we're going to take these pipelines, feed them into blenders, turn that plus those materials we're bringing in over there into rocket fuel, which will be able to produce a lot more power. Sorry. I was wondering if you what you dropped. So, but we'll be able to turn this fuel into like 5 times the power because it's 5 times more efficient. So if we look at our grid, we're looking at currently between 23 and 24K megawatts, which is insane. We're also burning at 50 cubic meters of fuel per minute, which is quite a lot. So probably, oh, I forgot I needed to shut off all power except for this because we're going to need to save as much power as we can. We're just gonna ride this back because I gotta turn off some factories. Reason why we gotta turn some factories off is because we need to lower our power usage so we don't instantly trip out. Because whenever we delete all those, 90% of our power is going to be gone. Hey, Scrim. Hope you're doing well, my friend. As far as the Neo games go, I've played the first one, got most of the trophies in it, never went back to get the platinum. Haven't played Neo 2, and no Neo 3 is coming out. But what I've been doing Souls game wise is I've been going through. We're going through the entire Dark Souls series with a friend of mine. By we, I mean me and a friend of mine. We're going through all of them in co-op. So that's been a lot of fun. And we're going to shut that off. And I know you're probably talking to Plat and not me, but still. Neo games are fun games. They're just well, it's pretty obvious that they're difficult, but it can be difficult for their own reasons. Zip line on over here. Oh, we've actually filled up a container of supercomputers. Sweet. That is excellent news, actually. Ah, put that down there so I could fly and build. And that leads to there. Okay. Going to just boop, delete that. And I really just need to put a power switch down, actually. Where is, there we go, power switch. And B side will be going to the factory. And A side will be going to power pole. And now that's off. So that's good. So now we've dropped our power consumption by quite a bit. And I'll be doing the same for the steel factory over here. Ooh, there we go. All right, and we'll do the same here. No, that's power storage. I need a power switch. Okay. There we go. Power switch. Spin it round so B side's facing the factory. And that'll be hooked up to that, and this will be hooked up to there. That way we can just flip it all on with one flip of a switch. And we might have to remove the overclock from the fuel factories for now, or the fuel generation plant for now. Probably gonna get rid of that pole as well. Yeah, I've never done any of the, well, anything Neo co-op. I just did it all solo. No summons, nothing like that. Not for clout or anything, but just simply because didn't really have anything else to do at the time, and didn't really have anybody that played Neo, so all right, we have 9,200 megawatts in power storage, which is good because we will need those megawatt hours to power our rocket fuel setup. Can't tell if the train is leaving or just arrived. Okay, it's on its way back. We might just hang out here for a minute. Lords of the Fallen. That's a game I've not played. Simply because I saw how garbage it was as in the first iteration of it. I know they've put out like a remaster or whatever, and then like, oh no, they're like, this is like Lords of the Fallen. This is like way better, and I'm sure it is way better, but the original iteration of the game just was not for me. But right now, me and a buddy are going through Dark Souls 1. Then we're going to go through Dark Souls 2 if we can stomach it. Then Dark Souls 3. Or was it Bloodborne first? Oh, it's going to be then Dark Souls 3, then Bloodborne. Then we'll be going through Elden Ring, and then we'll be going through the Elden Ring DLC. And our challenge to ourselves is to go through all those games using the I keep wanting to call it by its Bloodborne name, which is the Waste of Skin class, which is the class where you start with nothing and you're soul level 1. So we're also trying new builds that we don't normally use in Souls games. Because me personally, I'm big bonk stick guy. I like using big bonk stick. And whether that bonk stick is a massive guts level sword, or if it's a massive hammer like in Bloodborne, you have the Kirk hammer. Kirk hammer was way fun to use. The threaded cane, also super fun. Like, to be honest, I've used 90% of the weapons in the game and Bloodborne, and they're all fun. and they're all very viable. Yeah, other than doing Dark Souls stuff, the occasional social multiplayer session on like Helldivers 2 or Space Marine 2 or some other game like that. It's been Ace Combat and recently I finished Clear Obscure Expedition 33. Fantastic game. For me, definitely game of the decade. Yeah, I didn't say year, I said decade. Cause for me it's the story is just that powerful. For me personally. Like the score is incredible. There's very, very, very few bugs, if there's any at all, which I imagine there is, and I just didn't come across any. But, very few. So, huge W on there. And just overall, super fun, super moving game. And would highly recommend it to anybody that likes, turn based games. So that is my take on Expedition 33 that nobody asked for. But now you have it. Yeah, super glad I avoided all the spoilers for that game. Let's see. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna move all this over and just extend that platform out a bit. Down forward.
Thank you.
Right, let's get to work on deleting all this stuff. Might just extend. Nah, we'll just delete all this and then we'll go up with an elevator and go up from there. That's what we'll do. Yeah, I've wanted to get back into this game for a minute, but it's just Expedition 33. I just had to finish it. Had to. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Absolutely needed and had to finish it. Let's see. Let's cancel mode. There we go. Just delete all this. Hoverpack is fantastic for doing all this stuff, by the way. Just sucks when we run out of power. Because you can't really hover with this. But it's alright, though. And down for dismantle mode. And now we just do all this. I might leave this platform because we're probably going to have to extend out at some point. But really want to get this rocket fuel power plant up and going. Alright, I'll get all this stuff cleaned up. We'll come back for whatever dismantle crate pops up later. Just mass dismantle this without hopefully deleting the floor, because we definitely don't want that. And I will have to do a little bit of a redo on our logistics system we put in place, which is the drones, and have to redo those because that has to be a new drone port and all that kind of good stuff. Just to keep the spaghetti down on all the belts we're using. Which I did try and keep that down here, but half of this was built on solid ground, the other half wasn't, so can only put some of the belts underneath the platform. All right. Get rid of some of the spaghetti. So there's going to be loads of fuel laying around, which I'll take care of later. Kind of fill the holes back in. That wasn't a hole. That needed filling in. There we go. Right. And then we'll just finish getting rid of this stuff. Then we'll be right as rain for now. There we go. Get rid of the water tower here because we're not going to need it. Unfortunately, I can't dismantle ladders segment by segment. You have to dismantle the entire thing. There we go. Oh. There we go. By the way, hope you get to feeling better soon. And hope to catch you in cyberspace another time, my friend. Rest easy and get to feeling better soon. Now that was a bit delayed, but hope you heard it all the same. All right, I'll get rid of some floating stuff. The progress bar whenever you dismantle stuff is it's different. They changed that, I feel, during the last update. We'll just, yeah, let's do that real quick. All right. Now that most of that's cleaned up, leave that there because that's rocket fuel that I can use for my drones. There we go. We're not going to need the plastic moved over here. I did make computers over here. And I'll leave that there for now. I might leave this to make oil and stuff, but don't know how I'm going to keep it supplied. Well, I could just make the stuff into fuel and then turn the fuel into recycled plastic or rubber or something. Could do that. Could do that. Get rid of that. Zoop on up here. There we go. All right, a little bit of a mismatch right here, but it's okay. Did it like that, just so it would match up with where I wanted it to go for my little test factory down there. We will correct it so it won't stay like that, promise you. All right, then we will delete this stuff. There we go. All right, there's that mess gone. And this is up that high because my sources are actually much, much higher. Oh, close. Right, so we're going to need to take a belt of coal from our train line over there, bring it up here, move it over here along this way, and bring it over this way towards that platform right there. And we're about to lose a whole bunch of power, so just go ahead and do that, rip the band-aid off, and that'll silence things a bit because it's a bit loud at the minute. We'll leave that pipeline there. Don't know how many pipelines I'm going to need. All right, that's going to interrupt our flow of items for now, because that's going to fill up with fuel. And then I won't be able to unpackage anything. Might be able to get rid of this third pipeline and that pump, actually. I might be putting this back later, but we'll figure that out whenever we get there. Okay. So now then, we're going to I'm actually going to fill this hole in real quick. Put that in zoop mode and just build out. Build this out a smidge. There we go. All right, so that's going to be our fuel unpackaged going into here. And we're going to need blenders. How many? I have no idea. Need them pointed that way. So I got a couple of alternate recipes. So we're already making that diluted fuel, so don't have to worry about that. We will be using the let's see, the nitro rocket fuel, simply because it cuts out the step of making turbo fuel. So instead, we just take all the raw ingredients, mix them together in the blender, and we spit out rocket fuel, which is a gas, by the way. So you don't need a pump to move the fuel around. So, going to be excellent as far as that's concerned. So fuel, we're gonna need 100 per minute, which we are producing way more than that. I think we're producing like 1,600 fuel a minute or something like that in this factory. Drop that down here and we'll do quick little math. Figure that out. Yeah, way more. So we can spit out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we're doing 12 of these actually. So that's 12 blenders plus. Let's see, doing. Let's see, 20. Okay, so another 200. Okay, so it's gonna be 240 on top of that. So it's gonna be another 2. So that's 14 with a little bit left over. Blenders in fuel alone. So that is excellent. Just gonna rock it all the way up here. So we're gonna need space for 12 blenders, which I think we have covered already. And yes, it's gonna be 4 inputs and 2 outputs. So it's going to be the fuel, the nitrogen gas, the sulfur, and the coal input. And we'll be spitting out rocket fuel and compacted coal. Which the compacted coal, I think, might be used in another recipe. I mean, you can just straight up make turbo fuel with compacted coal, but we're skipping that step. I mean, we could make the no, that takes raw components. Okay. That's okay. So we're just going to figure things out one at a time. And if we have to, we can just sink the compacted coal to keep things going. Because we can just have 2 storage things full of it and just overflow the rest. So we're going to need 11 more of these. Hopefully I have everything I need for these. So we'll see how many we can fit on one side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Might just spin these around and leave a bit of space. Lock that in place so we can see what we're doing a bit. Okay, so we're going to... Okay, that's better. So now we're going to bump it out. Yeah, right about there looks good. And probably what we're going to do is we're going to probably delete these pipes and remake this pipeline, actually. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do. Because we can make it look neater. We can make it look better, for sure. Yeah, we can make that look way better. So we're going to delete all this. I would probably leave that like that, actually. Nah, we'll delete that and just leave the check valve right there to prevent backflow into our fuel there. So we're gonna need, see, I think I got 6 on this side, 3. Yeah, we got 6 on that side, so we need 6 more. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be way more fuel than a single Mark II pipeline can handle, so we'll have to double up on our pipelines. So we're going to probably just do logistics, stackable pipeline. We'll make a double pipeline. Start it right about there. So that way we can leave some space for a junction. And we'll make this bottom one be for the nitrogen gas, and we'll have the one on top be for the fuel. Yeah, it sounds like a plan to me. So actually, we can do this right here. So we can take this, put that down there like this. Then we can take this thing, delete that, grab one of these, spin that to 90, put it out right about there, make that one too tall, grab a Mark II, put that bad boy right there. There we go. So that'll be that. So we can feed this side with the top one, and we can feed that side with the bottom one. Or should I say with the middle one? But then the bottom one will feed both, I think. Yeah. So a single Mark VI pipeline of nitrogen gas should be able to feed all 12 of these. At least that's how it's mathing out in my head with no calculator. So, well, 75. No, we'll need a second pipeline for that as well. Because 6 times, there's 6 of these. Let's go and do some quick math. So 75 times 12 is 900. So yeah. But we're going to need a second Mark II pipeline. So it's going to be a lot of building for that as well. So we're going to take another one of these and we'll just stack it right there. And then that top one will be nitrogen gas for one side or the other. But the main thing is the two middle's going to be fuel, then the top and the bottom are going to be nitrogen gas. And this way, everything kind of feeds into a single pipeline bus. So things will look a bit better than chaos, if you know what I mean. Two, 3, and 4 tall. And I don't know quite the distance we're going to need for spacing. For certain things. So probably we're going to grab our pipeline junctions. So I'm going to go and line these up. And at least with liquids, you have to, because you can see how that's going halfway into the junction there. In order to fix the liquid flow, I don't know if this changed with the update or not, you have to delete the pipe sections. and rebuild them so that they don't stick halfway into the junction. All right, so it's middle to our fuel. So we're just going to take that right there. Do this right here to keep the pipe out of the floor. Then since that's reversed, the bottom one's gonna be every other one. Then we'll just leave that top one right there, because then we can do that out of the way like this here. Because it's a gas, it won't be a liquid, so that'll be super easy to just throw around without needing pumps. Which I really should have made a blueprint for this. So we're probably just going to put one stack of 4 supports. Right here in the middle. So it lines up with the ladder on each blender. That's how I'm going to do it. There we go. Now then, just gotta do the same with the pipes. So just gonna connect all these. Nope. It's not what I wanted. All right. Swifty. So now we can do that top one being like that, we're not going to do it like that. Top one's going to feed this right side, bottom one's going to feed this left side for nitrogen. That's how we're going to do it. That's how we're going to do it, I decided. There we go. Then we're going to need another one of these. And the top one. kind of hold that right there. And we'll kind of stand top of where the inlet is so we can kind of eyeball it. Ah, see the problem. Because then this one will be clipping into the support structure there. Oh, you know what? That's okay. Because we can just do... We can do this right here. And then just do this again. All right, because then there's our fuel. Oh, there's not really a whole lot of change that can go on, really. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, that'll work. All right, so the bottom and the top fuel one will feed this side. So then this one, pardon me, will we'll feed that there. This top one will be going right here, I think. Something like that. So now then we can just delete these. And just keep going. Because now this would be neater, less chaotic, which is what we want. And then all we've got to do is hook up a couple of pipelines and bingo bango, we're done. We'll be spitting out rocket fuel left, right, and center, and then we can pipe all that up to a different level to start generating power and to boost our grid even higher. Because trust me, we're going to be using quite a lot. I mean, quite a lot of power. Even though I'm not going to be making a crazy amount of things, I still want to automate enough of the more advanced parts. So we can let her build up nice and steady without having to, worry too much about having to handcraft a lot of stuff. And trust me, it's gonna be a lot of stuff. Is that hooked back in? Looks like it. Okay. Perfect. So now come on. There we go. Then up top. Will be close enough. How did I do that before and it work? Hmm. All right, well, let's have to delete that. Have to bump that over to right about there-ish. Yeah, there we go. Don't like the way that looks. Much better. Okay, once it's done, then that'll be this side done. Then we go over to the other side. Then we will complete the pipe work. There we go. Just gotta do that one more time. And do that top one. Again, leaving a little bit of space so we can reconnect the pipeline. take her from the top rope down. Alright, that's that set of pipes done. I'm just gonna go to the other half over here. Just see, I have no, those are two different ones. Okay, good. Just making sure I didn't tap into the same pipe set. That would be awkward for me, and not for anybody else because I'd have to fix it. Okay. So we're gonna be doing that right there. Second one, be doing top up there. Yeah, yeah. So there's that. Then we will, it's gonna be too short, isn't it? That'll be close enough. Nope, I had it right the first time. There we go. Because the bottom one's gonna be nitrogen, so we need our fuel, which is gonna be up there. Very nice. So we skip to put her right about there, maybe. And then right there, we're gonna put right about there. Okay, perfect. So we just gotta do that a couple more times. Ugh. Pardon me. Let's see. Just gotta nudge it over a smidge. Ah, I see the issue. Okay. That's okay, because I can just put those right there. Okay, so it's going to be, yeah, give me that one, that one. That's that one. So we just have this last one. Put that guy there. Take these down. Is that not straight? It's not straight. We gotta fix that. Thought something looked a little bit off. There we go. Should theoretically leave enough space. And now it's also straight. That looks way better already. All right. That right there. Next one. Be from right. Come on. Just over a smidge. There we go. That'll be right there. Then this will be like that. Okay. Now that is all the pipe work done. Just annoys me how this doesn't just go straight out and then down. Could probably fix that if I put a stackable pipe support down this line, which I might do. But first, we've got to do 100 sulfur. Didn't think about the sulfur quantity that we're going to need. So since we've got 12 of these going, that's going to be 1200 sulfur a minute, which is insane work. pretty sure there's only one sulfur node that we're pulling the sulfur from, and not more than one. Well, let's go have a little peek see, shall we? Took me like 3 hours just to build this platform with these 2 resources on them as a way to run them over from where they're being mined to where they needed to be for the minute. I did try and keep it straight, but whenever stuff doesn't line up exactly how you want it, it's pretty difficult to do. All right, what's our maximum clock speed on this bad boy? 600, so we can only feed 6 of these per minute with sulfur. So doing this is going to need a second node of sulfur. But I don't think there's another one close by. Yeah, there isn't. That's the next closest one, which is 800 meters away. All the way over there. So, logistically speaking, in order to just get this thing off the ground, we're just going to have to deal with 600 per minute. That's just going to be what we're going to have to deal with for now. Because you can't summer sleep miners. Otherwise, that would be insanely broken. And people already do insane stuff with this game. So since we're going to be starting this thing with only using half of the original 12, and only going to be using 6, we can probably just feed them with 1 pipe of good old nitrogen gas. So we're going to make sure that we are flowing a solid 600 per minute nitrogen gas. It's everything connected. 840 per minute. Yeah, pretty sure we're good. Because we have all of these connected. Yeah, we have all the extractors connected, all piped in. So I believe we're good. For now, anyway. Yeah, also, see, I picked that guy up, and he's respawned. So they do respawn, at least in this version, the PS5 version of the game. Don't know if that happens in, like, I don't know, PS or PC or Xbox versions, but it does in the PS5 version. Whereas I've heard a lot of veteran PC players of this game be like, "Oh, well, you can only have, like, you only get so many slugs. Like, they don't respawn." They do. They do. In version, I think this is 1.001 or something like that. It in fact, they in fact do respawn. And these are Mark 4 conveyors. We're about to upgrade these. Let's see, where's my alclad sheets? Okay, good. We have enough. So, where I said before, we're just gonna have to max these belts out with the best belt we can have, which is Mark 5 for now. And that's all that. Okay, for a second there, I thought I had a section upgraded to Mark 5. Nope. And this, ladies, gentlemen, and internet friends, is the reason why we automated the alclad sheets. And that's also why we spent 4 hours building that aluminum factory. Yeah, it's Mark IV. All right, perfect. Grab a drink real quick. All right. That's all done and dusted. We are now upgraded to Mark V. So now we can transfer a whole 600 per minute, I believe. If I am remembering correct. 780, actually. So it's even better. So now we can transport. Oh, that was close. Go and delete that. Now we can transfer most of what we need. Now we can definitely transport the 600 we're going to use. For sure, for sure. So now all we've got to do is pipe these two things in. Then we'll be making rocket fuel. Oh, except for the coal. Gotta bring the coal over as well. Cannot forget the coal. Bring them 10 out that way. Bring them out a little bit. Then back this way some. Yeah, that looks about right. A little bit off as far as center is concerned, but yeah, it's better. Let's go vertical with it. I will leave that there for now. Hmm. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that'll do it. Didn't mean to build that one there. Okay, that should be low enough there. So now we're just going to zigzag to add the 3 other things we need on over. So now then yeah, that'll work. Then it's going to be yeah, we'll do the top row. All right, it's going to be that for natural gas, not natural gas, nitrogen gas. So now that is feeding nitrogen gas and fuel into the system. So now we just need to bring our 2 other solid components, which is sulfur and coal. And then hook everything up. And also build another entire floor. There we go. So that Hang on a second, we missed one. That's the wrong direction. That I don't need to go. I need to go this way. About here-ish. You go all the way to the end there. I'm sorry, what? Why did you turn like that? Strange. I don't think I didn't notice that game. You've been your weird self. Like kicking out the little, like half a degree right there. Might be 1 degree rather than half, but still, it's a very small amount. Yeah, it goes down quite far. We'll probably have the sulfur come out on top of the pipeline and then just go down from there. Yeah, it sounds like a half decent idea. Stackable conveyor pole. There we go. Aha, so it can go on top. Beautiful. Okay. All right, now that we got to do a splitter, regular splitter. Nothing super fancy. Default. Don't know why I hit that button so many times. And that would be number 1. Trying to be as precise as I can be without being too ridiculous with it. Yeah, 3 should be all right. Let's see, this will all line up perfectly enough for me to do that. So we'll just have to do this instead. No. Better. So I apologize if I'm a little bit quieter or a bit more sluggish than usual. I have worked a regular shift at the factory and I'm trying to prep for a night shift tomorrow. So trying to take this opportunity to make a little bit of content in the form of a live stream for you guys. So all right, so we've got all of that. So now we just need the coal, and that'll be good to go. And that'll be producing 150 times 6, so that'll be 1080. No. 150 times 6, it's still 900 with it taking, I think it's an even 10 cubic meters. It's still, divided by 10 cubic meters. It's 90 fuel generators fully maxed out. So that's going to be producing an insane amount of power, which is going to be exactly what we're going to need, especially if we're going to keep overclocking stuff to make it work. So we'll just leave this stuff hooked up. We'll hook up everything else. That way, if we can get the other 6 working, fantastic. If not, it is what it is. We can delete all the fuel lines and keep the nitrogen lines hooked up just in case. Actually, not just in case, because we can use the nitrogen and a drone to actually start doing fused modular frames. Which will be fan-freaking-tastic. So all we gotta do is go elevator up, probably build along the side there and zigzag around, then down, and for building purposes, we're going to need to do this real quick so that we can build conveyors on top of these conveyor poles. So we can have splitters. Exactly on top like this. So we can split off our coal. And then that'll be good to go. Just need to make it a 5. All right, so that top one will be our coal line. So what we'll probably go ahead and do is go ahead, split off, and connect these ones. Although it's going to be very clippy. And when I say clippy, I don't mean in the good kind of way. Come on. Of course. Turns too tight. That was close. Almost dismantled the wrong thing. That's not going to work, is it? We'll find out. Hmm. That looks like that might get it. Might maybe. All right. Yeah, I think this will work out just fine. Now we just got to run. Got to run all this around. All right, there is the first half of the coal bus done. So now we got to grab a line from our train station, bring it up and over so we can bring coal over to our system and finally get this thing up and running. Don't know what I'm going to do to bring it over. I think we're just gonna have to tower it. Okay, it's that one. So this one is the coal station. And these are our two outlets. We'll just be 5 and then go ahead and bring it all the way up there. There we go. Bring it up again. There we go. Should be good enough. And I know that's going to be not even close to reaching. So we're just going to have to do this over and over again until get the height we need. Yeah, it's way high. Yeah, it's better. Oh, that was close. Still gonna need more. So we will build one right about here-ish. Still too long. Gonna be too long still. That is kind of insane how long this is. Still too low. Come on. There we go. Then at least keep me from having to build so many of these conveyor poles because I've had to build so many already. Okay. And there's our coal. So now we're just going to ride along and make sure everything is going to flow correctly. Okay, perfect. So far, so good, it looks like. We're going to manually feed these a bit. Did I miss one? Yeah, I missed one. Classic Knights. Classic. There you go. That's better. All right, so that's feeding into that. Bless you. And I think that's fixed our coal issue. Yeah, sweet. So now then we just got to build another floor. And the other floor is going to be for power generators. And I said it was 150 times 6, it's 900. So that means we have to split that into 2 to be able to grab all of it. So a 300 and a 600 pipe of rocket fuel. Okay, junction. Ah, there we go. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, and come on. 6. There we go. Logistics be pipeline mark 1s because that's half of what a pipeline mark 1 can handle. It would be marked 2, so now we can do this right here. those three linked up. So now we can do the same thing for these three. And that'll be half of that ready to go. And now we just build a set of walls. I think that'll do. So I'll get it over top of all this. Then gotta grab some 2-meter foundations. And again, because rocket fuel is a gas, we won't have to worry about head lift, which is incredible because we've had to worry about head lift this entire time for our, yeah, that works, for our oil and fuel, which is why I chose the packaged diluted fuel, because we can literally just build it up and it's done. We don't have to worry about head lift, moving everything around. I see the issue, but we're just gonna let her rip. Do one more space out this way. Now we do 3 actually, because we're going to try and make it level with the one below. So 2, 3, here we go. And this, my friends, is exactly why you have one or two factories building stuff and just putting it in a dimensional depot, because I literally could not have built this fast if it weren't for past me doing that for future me. So past me is a-okay in my books. All right, so we got this floor built and good to go. Now then, we've got a floor hole for our pipes somewhere. There we go. Pipeline floor hole. You'll grab it and put one. You know what? We'll go back a little bit from right here. And we'll random voice crack. We'll put it over here. And we'll go over here and do the exact same. So now let's do this right here and then go all the way up that way. Perfect. And we'll rocket our way up here. So now we have two separate pipelines. So we're going to make two separate lines of power generators right here on this level. Then go ahead and do that right there. And yeah, let's do pipeline Mark II. Bam. Just like that. Then do power, field power generator. Bump that around this way. Then we'll give ourselves about that much space. Turn on snapping. Leave snapping on, spin that right round. Bump that out. So that's right there. So that way they're two tiles apart. Beautiful. That's the quick and dirty of that. Do the exact same thing over here. And go down here. And do another one right here. And we'll do, pipeline mark 2 again. Okay, we should have plenty of space, or we can make another set. Backed up to that one and still have a bit of space. Yes, we do. This is perfect. It's almost like I planned it. Six. There we go. Bump that out. 2 tiles worth of space. All right. So there's a quick little, was it 12? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 12 here. Another 12 here. That's 24. And what we're probably going to do is we're going to make another double row of 12. So it'll be 36 total. And we'll combine the pipelines down on the other end there. See if we can have a 2 tile space, or at least a 1 tile space. There we go. That's perfectly on the edge, and that is 1 and a piece tiles for the space. That's okay. Beautiful. So now we take our logistics, build a stackable pipeline because we like stackable pipelines here. Try and center it up as best we can. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're not perfectionist. Turn snapping mode on. Make sure that we stay in a straight line. Because we like straight lines as well. Because straight lines are nice and pretty to look at. And we'll just move that all the way down. Yeah, all the way down here. Then do another support right about there. Same thing on this side. So then we can do this right here. Just straight right there. Then we can grab a pipeline junction, line that up, kind of bump that out. Do half nudge. That looks okay. Line the center of them up. Then we were combining the leftovers of the original two pipelines, combining them, and then shipping them down here. And realistically, we can build another floor, go straight from out of this pipe up through another floor hole and do the exact same thing up there as we did down here. And build another 36, which is probably what we're going to do at another time. First, we're going to get this first set of 36 going. And in order to do that, we're going to have to connect everything up first. Yeah, we'll just do a Mark II power pole, screw it. We'll do the Mark I power pole on this side. All right, beautiful. It's that side hooked up. We'll do Mark II power pole back here. Kind of just go along here. Try and hide some of the wires. Could do a wall outlet on the floor. We'll stick with this for now. If I want to rewire it, I'll do that later. We'll wire all these up. Then connect this row to that row. Then we do the exact same thing. These ones, it's gonna tuck that away back here. Hook these bad boys up. Then run another power line out this way. And then just have that hooked up there. That'll do just fine right there. All right, so now just gotta finish hooking up these two rows. Just bump that right there. Yeah, should be everything now. All right, now I gotta hook up the gas. So now we do the same thing as we have been doing for a hot minute. Line everything up best we can. Place those and we'll fix the pipes after we put down all the junctions. All right, is that row done? We got this row back here to do, and we got one more row. So we got 3 rows of generators total. Well, actually, we got 6, but you know. We got 3 pipelines worth of generators. And that's not even using up all of the power at full tilt. Everything is overclocked to 250%. if my math is correct. I'm sure it is, but there's always a chance that it isn't. All right, now we correct the pipes. That way there's no interruption of flow of the fuel gas. All right, it's about to get loud again. Pardon me. Okay, that's all good. Ah, shucks. Didn't mean to downgrade that pipe. That's a-okay. So we gotta delete this pipeline anyway to reconnect all the pipes so that way everything flows like it's supposed to. That way we won't get generators start stopping for no reason. All right, is that line fixed? Now I'm just gonna fix this line. Then that'll be all pipelines fixed. Shouldn't have any gas flow issues. Knock on wood. Okay. Now then, we hook it all up. Didn't mean to do that. I'll fix that in a second. There we go. All right, we are at 10,500 unboosted. Right, I forgot to do that. We'll just have a sync. Special awesome sync. Yeah, we'll just awesome sync it. We won't have a need for that much compacted coal anyway. We'll just get it up off the ground. Stack that thing 3 high. Have conveyor lift stacked. Till Mark 5. Let me just have a merger. Nice and compact. And we'll just have a Mark III belt running all the way through. And we'll just have to hook this into power somewhere. Yeah, that'll work. In fact, Just for giggles and grins, why not? All right, now we have a sink. Now we will be producing rocket fuel pretty much indefinitely. And we'll be gaining points from it as well. Even though we're only running at 50% capacity. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Could sleep one or two of these. You know what? Why not? We'll sleep two. We'll sleep this one. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Then we'll sleep one of these. There we go. 300 per minute. Just for the giggles and grins, because why not? Okay, so now just delete that. Delete the coal as well. Right, there's a dismantle crate around here somewhere with all the stuff that we had removed, or should I say, got from deleting everything. Should be, anyway. Power shards weren't a thing. So many dismantle crates. Where the heck is this dismantle crate? Bless you.
Thank you.
And no, it didn't automatically go into storage. Hang on, let me look at my map. Oh, I hope that's not it. Well, let's. Oh, wait, I have 97 power shards. Alright, let's just power shard the crap out of all this stuff. Yeah, see, basic, no power shards, 4.17. Completely maxed out. 10.42. Alright, math was slightly off. It's 10.42, not 10 even. So if we're going to be conservative, we'd say 10 and a half. It's still quite a lot of generators. It's gonna power shard all of them to get the maximum power output. Just keep power sharding and watch that power climb. Okay, there we go. Just about finished. Got one more row, as it were. These are already producing more than the last set was. And at a more steady rate, too, because we're producing way more power or way more fuel than we need to. And that is totally a-okay. All right, 26K just from what we did in the last hour and a half ish. 2 hours. Something like that. Right, now then, let's hook this up to the grid. Grab that. Fell down here where it's much, much quieter. And then we will hook it up somewhere. And it'll be fine. So now, whereas before we were maxed out at like 20, 23, 26, we are now maxed out at 32K, and we're not even using all the fuel that we're producing here. It is wild. Like, I might go ahead and get another floor like this built and add even more. In fact, we'll get that started. Always start with the walls, of course. Ten high is perfect. It should be all right. Can make a little access path. There we go. Now we can inspect pipes and whatnot without falling off. Boop. All right. So got one more tile that way. I'm just gonna keep her going this way. Oh, nice. That'll go straight over the top. I might not having to worry about stuff clipping through. And we'll just rocket jump all the way up here. All right, just about done with this level here. Come on, almost there. So close. Come on. Come on. Ooh, nice. All right. We'll wrap up this floor. Which looks like I missed one. Okay. So, let's see. We've got this floor built. Now then, the real fun question is, now that we've got all that done, still need to do the fused modular frames. Still. And I've got heavy modular frames already being automated. It's just slow because I need a recipe that produces the modular frames faster. Which I do have that, but haven't got it set up. So I've got so many of the heavy modular frames. I think I've got a container full, or an industrial storage container full. So what's that, like 48 stacks, something like that? Like, it's a good amount. Good amount. But don't remember how many I need for the 50 fused frames. And the 50 fused frames to unlock the leading edge production, which will unlock the next tier of miners, is going to be mega handy. It also unlocks the turbo motor, I believe. Well, we'll go check it out. We'll restart our production now that we have our power back online. See how steady that power is now? Wild. Hello, other me. Yeah, turbo motor, miner Mark III, and also unlocks the thermal propulsion rocket, which is part number 3. Then we've got the particle enrichment, which is what we need to dabble around in nuclear power, because having, I don't know, a absolute metric crap ton of nuclear waste laying around with no way of getting rid of it is definitely not the thing I want. So we need to automate the fused modular frames. We need to automate the cooling devices there. Oh, fully automating these would be super helpful. But I've got a bunch of them at the minute. So, not too worried about that at the minute. Do want to get it done eventually, but it's not super necessary. We are getting close to completing all the different technology trees. Some of it we can't get until like particle enrichment and phase 5, like time crystals and all that. All that's going to be like phase 5 stuff. So let's see. Do I have? First of all, let me re-upload those. I might have a few fused modular frames laying around somewhere. Oh, I know I've picked up some. Don't know how many, but I remember picking up some. Yeah, there's a bunch of these. Did I seriously not? Or did I put them? Hmm. Strange. Right, we need to go turn power on back on to our steel plant, which is over here somewhere. That. directly into the sink, which is beautiful. All right. I had completely forgotten. I need to turn this factory back on. Dingus. All right. And turn that back on. Beautiful. Yeah, that battery backup has saved our butts for sure. But now 32K on the grid is a beautiful sight. That's all right. Okay. So need a primary source for heavy modular frames, aluminum casings, heat sinks, and motors. Well, we make motors and the heat sinks here. Yeah, we got a whole lot of them right there. Still got more on the way, looks like. Boop. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. We'll sink a couple of these. Yeah, wow, that shot up like like a lightning rod. And go ahead and dump all that. Dump some of that as well. All right, that'll be all right. All right. Anything new in the shop, real quick? No, no. Yeah, add that to cart. All right, looks like that's it. Yeah, that was a bad joke. Yeah, I'll figure that out later. As to where the fused frames I had went. Right. So, big thing number one done. Uh, fuse modular frames. Might see about looks like our grid is finally stabilized and is smooth as butter. So with all that done, I might call it a night there, actually. Got a huge thing done. I'll probably set overflows for the aluminum factory in between episodes, probably. And next time, we'll be setting up the fused modular frames and seeing what we can do with the Mark III miners and okay, it's just that big bouncy boy gangster leaning over there that I was seeing. Get that done. See what we can do with the Mark III miner. If we have the belt speed for it, might throttle it back some to increase our rocket fuel output. Might stack some more generators on top of that to increase our power output. And then I've got to use some of that nitrogen that's being used for rocket fuel to go into blenders with all the other stuff that I need to turn the to make the heavy modular frames and maybe a couple of other things as well, depending on how well I can figure out logistics. So, yeah, that's probably going to be it for the night, and I will be catching you guys next time.